at the 2018 version of the North Texas Tiffin Rally at Vogt RV. We've been doing this for several years this time of year. And with us today we have Danny Vogt, the owner of Vogt RV, Bob Tiffin, the founder and president of Tiffin Motorhomes, and Aaron Vogt, Danny's nephew, who is the new face of Vogt RV, if you will. And we're going to talk about all the beginnings of the company and kind of go through some of the philosophies that we have and why Vogt is the RV dealer to buy from here in North Texas and why Tiffin is the motorhome you should buy here at Vogt RV. Bob, let's start with you. You know, this is our, 44th year, I think, to be in business. No, 46th year.
46 years. Yeah,
46th year to be in business. Building Tiffin Motorhomes. If you would just kind of tell us how you got started, how things began.
Well, in the beginning, we had 3 RV companies in Red Bay. We had one building the Sandpiper Motorhomes, one building the Sunliner, and one building the Safari. All 3 brands are still in existence except for the Sunliner. And my dad started a business in 1941 in the building supply business. And so we bought a lot of stuff. They bought a lot of stuff from us in those days. And when the last one went broke, I told Dad, I said, that would be a good business for us to be in. Why don't we try to go in the RV business and build some motorhomes there in Red Bay? I just had finished a 20,000 square foot warehouse. So we decided we would do that. So we bought some materials that they had left over at the Sunliner plant and brought them to Red Bay and started. And that was in September the 15th of 1972. We built 5 motorhomes that year. January the 1st of 1973, we started building one a day. And we have been in production every month of every year since. And we have really been blessed with the good dealers like Vogt Motors, which started with us in 1976 and on down the line. And so that's the story of how we began. And we're still here today.
Danny, what made you buy that first Tiffin motorhome?
Well, as a kid, I started buying and selling pickup campers at my dad's boat store, and worked my way through college buying and selling truck campers. Unfortunately, around the time the first gas crisis came, my little camper business collapsed. I went to work selling life insurance.
That's
in 1975, I was delivering a life insurance policy out to a client in Arlington, Texas, and I looked over and saw 3 Brome motorhomes. A guy that had just bought the Cadillac dealership out, his name was David Moritz, and Brome Motorhomes was one of the last brands that I sold before I was forced to exit the business. So I was lucky enough to get and be employed at the Moritz Cadillac, and they decided they wanted to get into motorhome business in a big way and gave me the opportunity to run it. And not really knowing a lot about how many brands were out there, we kept looking and seeing the Allegro motorhomes advertised in a magazine, and I called Red Bay, Alabama, and talked to a gentleman named Johnny Hargett. Told him we wanted to be a dealer, and he said, "Well, this is your lucky day. We just lost our dealer in Duncanville." I think that was where it is at. And so I said, "Well, I'll buy a couple." He said, "Sight unseen." "Yes, sir." And we did, and that's how we started. And they came a long way, but you know they retailed for about $12,000 back then. They sold really good, and they were all aluminum construction, and people would hang up from the sides, show them how the quality was. And then I was lucky enough in 1981 to buy the dealership and take over that's when Vogt RV came around the second time. And so we've been doing business with Bob directly and indirectly since then.
76.
And over the years, we've carried Winnebago, Newmar, Apollo, a lot of them that are no longer around, and nobody has took care of us are our customers, like Mr. Tiffin and his entire family. They're all phenomenal to work with. It's not something that you got to have 80 pages of contract. Our word's good, their word's good, and we couldn't be happier to be a Tiffin dealer. And we hope Vogt RV's a Tiffin dealer another 50 years. I won't be around, but
I don't know if I will either.
Well,
I hope so.
that's a natural segue into you, Aaron. You're obviously the new.
Aaron is actually now the president of Vogt RV.
Oh, okay.
I'm the CEO, and so the ownership's myself, my brother, and Aaron. And we feel like we've got a pretty good handle on things. We don't always, but we try. And if we promise you something, we will deliver.
So you're obviously the new kid on the block, and but you're not new to this business, are you?
No.
Tell us what it's meant for you to kind of grow up, if you will, in this business.
It's been an unbelievable experience. Actually started probably middle school and high school. Not every day, but over the summers, cleaning RVs really, and fixing everything from pop-up steps to unclogging toilets. Kind of something I'm really glad now, because I have an appreciation for it. I did PDIs and walkthroughs, and really I guess it was about 99 I started full time and got into sales, and I really just enjoyed it. Enjoyed the customers, and kind of really quickly I realized that it's something I wanted to do the rest of my life. So, and the main reason is it's just kind of a kickback to the way life used to be. It's an opportunity for people to get their families and go out and experience each other, and especially now, even though that was a long time ago. But now I feel like more than ever, as people get locked into their screens and their phones, this may be the last hurrah to get everybody out and about and get to put your morals and your ethics and sit around a campfire. And so, we always say we sell fun, and that we sell something that you don't need, like a car you need. But I've started to think the other way. I think you need it. I think people need to set some time and put forth some of their, hard-earned money to having fun and spending time with your family. So it's been almost 20 years that I've been in the business. The first memory I have was Tony Matura giving me a walk around on a Tiffin and telling me, this is how you sell this product. And like Danny said, I was doing pull-ups off the cabinets and hanging on the outside bays and putting all my weight on it. And honestly, I couldn't believe that they would take it.
Yep.
And he was quick to tell me, don't do this on everything.
Yeah, that's a warning I give myself.
Yeah, so the Tiffin family has embraced me from the very beginning. It's just something that I feel I see in them that I saw in my grandfather and in Danny and my dad. And like Danny said, if they tell you something, you can take it to the bank. You believe it. I'll turn around and tell our customers that, and it's very comforting to know that you have like-minded people that you're doing business with, and they've got our back and we've got their back, and I just could not be more thrilled. Like Danny said, I hope we're partners for another 50 years, whether I'm around or not. As long as God lets me live that long, I'll be around.
But it's obvious that we have an affinity for each other. I mean, we're as Tiffin Motorhomes, it means a lot to us to have a partner like you guys in Fort Worth, and it's good that we kind of chose each other. I've been doing this a long time, and sooner or later, I have a theory. Sooner or later, the best dealer and the best product wind up together. And fortunately, we were able to do that a long time ago, and so we've been around for a long time, and obviously both of us have certain things to offer in what we do. Bob, what do you think are some, like, the top 2 or 3 things that set us apart from our competition?
Well, the first thing that sets us apart from our competition is the family. There's 7 Tiffins working at our company. I've got 3 sons, myself, and 3 grandchildren. And so, a family company, if a guy is going to spend as much money as he's going to buy an RV for, especially what we build, it's very, very, concerned that he buy from a family company. Someone that he can call personally. any customer I got can call me anytime at the plant, and I'll be glad to talk to them about issues or about anything they got on their mind with pertaining to a motorhome. And to me, that's invaluable, what it's worth. Of course, a family company like Vogt RV is the same way.
Yeah.
You got your family working here. They're concerned about their owners. That's the number one concern, is the owners you sell to. And that's what we always have done. That's one reason we have a service center in Red Bay that we can work on over 5,000 coaches a year through the service department. We have 110 techs that work there, and we're all about trying to take care of our customers, old and new alike. So that's the reason.
Aaron, along the same vein, I mean, why do you feel people it's important to buy from Vogt RV? What benefit do your customers get from buying from
Well,
you?
I can tell you, certainly we're far from perfect, but our intentions are always sound. If we tell you we're going to do something, we're going to do it. And if we don't, we're going to remedy the situation. You know, I mean, the fact is, we always want to do what we say. We want to do what's best for the customer. And right now, and I don't think it's any different, but we're actually kind of developing a mantra where everybody can say it. And it's, is this what's best for our customer? Is the first question. How is this going to affect our relationships with our manufacturers? How's this going to affect employee satisfaction? And then, to be brutally honest, is how's this going to affect the bottom line? But it kind of goes in that order of what's best for the customer, the manufacturer, our employees, and then does it make sound business? And all I can tell you is, if you ask us a question, you'll get an honest answer. We don't have a rotating sales staff. You know, our guys have been here a long time. We've got a wash guy that's been here almost 18 years. Our sales guys have retired after 40 years. We have, he's just got to be the number one motorhome salesman in the country. And every single year it sells, 15, 20 coaches a month. We've just got professional salespeople that understand what their product is, and you're going to get real answers to real questions. And if we make a mistake, we'll own up to it. It's just as simple as that. I feel if anybody at Vogt RV tells somebody something, it's just the same as me or Danny telling somebody something. So we're going to make good on that. And we sell the best products.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask all three of you this question. How important is it to you guys to have somebody, a family member, to pass the ownership and the company down to? Danny, why don't you go first?
Well, I think it's extremely important because I've been approached over the last 2 years by lots of different people that are buying out RV
Sure.
companies. And, something that you create and you start,
Yeah.
it's part of our legacy, and we want it to continue and thrive. We don't want to be controlled. I don't want Aaron to be controlled by some corporate calling down. As a family-owned business, we have the ability to get together, and if we think we're doing something wrong, we can make a policy change and adapt the next hour. And we've put, over the years, we continually improved our market capitalization. We've reinvested the majority of our profits back into our companies and our land and our growth. We have stable relationships with our manufacturers and our lenders, and we'd like to keep it that way. And I would imagine Bob's been approached the same way. But
Give us your thoughts on that, Bob.
Well, yes, we've been approached several times, to sell out, but we've made a commitment to our owners, and that question comes up all the time. Are you going to sell out to someone else? And of course, the question's always no. And I want to have something for my children and my grandchildren to do, as long as they want to do it. I don't know. And the next question that comes up for me is, when are you going to retire? Well, I'm not going to retire. I am going to work as long as I'm able to drag myself to the office. In fact, when we built the service department there where our office is, the parts department, I made it so that I could be rolled into into the plant anytime. There's not a set of stairs coming into my office. And so I've got it fixed so I can stay there as long as I can talk on the telephone. I can operate. And so I'm going to be around as long as I'm living. So you can tell all of our owners that always comes up with them. When's he going to retire? I'm not going to retire. The day I'm buried will be the day that I retire. And so that's our plan. That's my commitment to all the owners. I've told every one of them that, and I'll continue to talk like that as long as I'm living. That's the answer.
Well, that was going to be one of our follow-up questions from the people who are attending this rally. They submitted a few questions, and that was going to be one of them. So, but we got that pre-handled. Another question that we get, and this is mostly for Bob here, is about the coaches. I guess we'll segue into this part of it. Is why don't we have a woman doing the interior designing of our coach? And of course, Bob, I'll let you speak to that.
The answer to that is yes and no.
Yes, we do have.
Yes, we have a little lady named Margaret Neal from California that does a fantastic job with the colors. Now she draws the designs of the seats and everything, and Van looks at it. He okays it if he likes it. Some of the designs that she puts forth, he don't use.
Right.
Because she's had lots of experience. She's been working about 35 or 40 years in the RV industry too, so she is really, really up on what needs to be and what people. But there's nothing like experience in talking to owners. And I work the Fort Worth show every year with Danny Vogt here at Fort Worth. I work his rally when he has one. I work at least 6 or 7 major shows a year. I work the Pomona show and the Hershey show, and I work 3 owners rallies that we have at the Lakeville Club, where we have about 300 to 10 motorhomes at each rally. I talk to everybody that wants to talk to me. I write down everything they say about what they'd like to see in a motorhome. So we've got the experience, and we talk about that. And after the show's over, I go home and I talk it over with Tim, Van, and Lex and our engineers about what people say they like. I keep a notepad in my pocket all the time to write all this down. And so we understand, I think, as good as anybody in this industry, what people want to see in a motorhome. Do we make a few mistakes? Absolutely. But I'll guarantee you one thing, if our owners will give us opportunities to correct the mistake we've made, we will do our best to take care of that. And we certainly want to hand our business off to my children with as good a plan as we can, as good a market share as we've got. And I think we got a pretty good market share. Mark, I'll ask you a question. What is our market share on diesel motorhomes?
Well, Class A diesel motorhomes, we have a pretty healthy market share around. It varies a point or two from time to time, but we're about 25%. So what that means is that 1 out of 4 diesel pushers that get sold in this country is a Tiffin motorhome.
Well, we're not too bad off the gasoline market.
No, we're not. We're not. We, even though we are clearly one of the highest priced gas rigs out there, we're still number 3 in the country. Sometimes when you catch us, we're number 2. It just depends on when you catch us. But that's something that I think we do better than anybody else is build a good Class A diesel motor.
Plus, people get what they pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's a higher portion of the gas market, it's a better value proportionally.
And I think our customers, realize that, or we wouldn't do as well.
We trade for a lot of 6 to 1 year old entry level motorhomes that people just can't stand them.
Yeah, not a lot of repeat buyers at those markets. But these are signs, I think, that speak to the job that we do. There at Tiffin. Not only, these guys are dealers who we depend on totally to sell our product, but also our engineers and designers that like Bob said, listen to our customers and come up with the ideas that they have. Wrapping this thing up, is there anything that you guys would like to close with? Bob, I'll start with you.
I'd just like to say that I hope we can do business with Vogt as long as I live. I love doing business with Danny Vogt, Aaron, and the whole crew here. They got the finest crew I know of in the state of Texas, maybe in the southeast part of the United States. So I'll just lay it out there on the line. We love doing business with Vogt RV.
Well, thank you. And we love doing business with you, and hope we all live a long life.
I hope we all do too.
Yes, sir.